Hello and welcome to episode 3 of the R14 Podcast with Tucker and Gigs. Back again this week, talking about secondary school and all your stories and all our experience from it. But once again, have to do a bit of housekeeping at the start. Want to thank everyone for last week, whoever liked it, watched it, shared it, everything. And do the same again this week, please. And you anything to add?
No, we'll just keep the ball rolling, hopefully, because if we start getting keep getting good responses like this, like, it's good for us, and at least like some of the messages we're getting, like, at least people are enjoying it and people are looking forward to it, which is a huge boost to us, like, when it comes week to week when we're doing this. Like, I know it's only our third one, but still.
Yeah, more messages coming in just saying thanks for doing it and all like that for us. And just it gave people something to look forward to on a Sunday night. Obviously our aim was just to give someone to fucking laugh at us more than anything, but it's good that we're getting the text back, so we'll keep it up and hopefully you like it. And don't be afraid to text us if you want anything to be said or talked about in the next few weeks, any suggestions,
because it'll help us more than anything. Like,
another thing we missed out on last week, we meant to give them a shout out and we missed it, so we'll have to make sure we give them a shout out this week. The Mileys, good local
club family
in the final of Ireland's Fittest Family, so you'll be watching this podcast on a Sunday and they'll be in the final Sunday evening at 6:30 on RTE, so
winning it hopefully,
so tune in and see Dara, Liam, Jean and Neve smash it. Last Sunday really didn't expect my Valentine's Day to be spent watching Liam Miley on RTE, but I'm not complaining. It was a great watch all the same.
Like I said on Twitter a few weeks ago, Ireland's new heartthrob Liam Miley is.
Yeah.
Ireland's new heartthrob, and he's after he starts stealing the hearts of the nation.
Wish them the best of luck. I think everyone from Lawrence's and around will be wishing them the same. And I don't think they probably don't realise how big the support is for them, because obviously you can't actually like express yourself or have anything like a do up in the club or anything for them, but I hope they know that how massive it is.
Anyway, no, in fairness to Mileys, like, everyone is behind him. Like, everyone,
massive,
and it goes further than the local community now at this age, because I think you're everyone's fucking team. Like, everyone, I think everyone's
even friends of friends
stage,
and
like,
friends of friends and acquaintances.
Exactly, but even across the country, like, is in fairness, you handle yourself well. And I think everyone's rooting for you. So hopefully he's come out the other end now tomorrow night, and if not, everyone is fucking shock and proud of you. So fair play to these lads, in fairness.
Yeah,
and keep her lit. Now I know there's no point wishing you good luck tomorrow, because he already know what happens, but neither here nor there.
We're hoping anyway. So moving on to school, secondary school, probably say up there with, haven't lived that long, but definitely the greatest years of my life anyway, spent in Knockbeg there. You any standout memories or moments from school really?
I'd be contrasting. I absolutely hated secondary school. I hate no I didn't hate like in terms of like experiences being around people, but I just hated like school itself. Like, I just hated school. In our school we had a thing, and it was being thrown over the church wall. Because the church wall is beside the yard, and the thing with first years when you came in, like different schools have different traditions, like, but with us you get thrown over the church wall, and depending on who throws you over, you could be left over there for the day. You could get over there, you could get back over in 5 minutes, friends, and you could get thrown over 10 times a day. Like, that was our ritual in first year. So when we went into first year, we were shitting ourselves. It was like, who the fuck is going to throw us over the wall? Who's going to throw us over the wall? So when you walked out, we were like, when you come out for lunch, like in your first week or two, you're like walking out, but you're kind of tiptoeing out and hoping none of the other boys see you, like, and then the other boys that you would have known from home, you're hoping to show them like eye contact with them, because as soon as you do, that's it, game over. Like, you're over that wall and everybody else is laughing at you, like, you know what I mean?
I think with Knockbeg, obviously being an all boys school, it's just so much, and it was like a real old school at the time. I know it's been done up since, but like when I was there, it was just like, I think I speak for a lot of people that would have been in the years ahead of me as well. It was just like, it was so run down, but like it was boys school, and boys didn't give a bollocks, like, because rough and ready as we all were in there. But I think the whole thing with an all boys school, especially out in the countryside like Knockbeg was I think it probably would be the same with other boys schools, say like CBS or anything like that, that your whole objective in school was not to learn. It was to stop your mate from learning. So if you had to hide his bag or break his fucking pencils or do anything to disrupt him learning, and you get a kick out of it, that was the whole objective. If you literally in the morning went in and was able to hide a lad's fucking journal or whatever like that, you would won it. Like your day was successful. Like
him getting that, somebody looked for the journal.
Yeah,
him getting
it
that
was
because you hit it.
little victories like that, and I think so funny. I remember lunchtime. We used to go out, say like near the end of the year when the weather was so good, and you'd go out and them big rotten school jumpers that like
they're and the smell of dog shite off.
If they got wet, they got wet, they'd weigh a ton and they'd smell like a wet dog. And then when it was too warm, if you were out at lunch, like we'd I know Knockbeg obviously would always go out and play fucking World Cup or whatever at lunch, and you'd end up just fucking sweating buckets. So you'd have to take your jumper off. So at the end of lunch, like when you're all going in, there'd be just 50 jumpers lined up along the fucking end line, and you're like, what's the story here? And it was a great ability. A load of lads were able to just pick up jumpers and smell them. Everyone knew. And was like, Jesus, that's fucking Johnny Burns jumper. And by the size of that has to be fucking Oran Bergens or something. You know, the ability to do that, and everyone knew straight away. It's like, Jesus, I have Bobby Crowley's jumper, and it was so easy to fucking. But it was just little things like that I think stood out so much that like. You'd never if you're out in a nightclub and at the end of the night you're up in the cloakroom like that's that lad from Kilkenny like you know, something stupid as that. So yeah, it's just little things like that because you're obviously with these lads 5 days a week, and you know
how many was in your year from school in first, like in any year, any given year?
I think it's roughly around 70 a year in Knockbeg. So there's only there's only like 400 students in the whole school. I think CBS in Carlow is the same, and then Leo's, the all girls school in Carlow, was like 1,000 girls or something. Like it's sick. Yeah, like it's
just. I thought our school was small. I thought my Knockbeg was always way bigger than Castlereagh.
No, very small now. I don't know if it's in the last few years since the new school and all has gone in that it's gone bigger, but. No, when I was there, it was only about 400 students. So you knew everyone in your year, and you were friends with a lot of other lads because it was so small, and you came across each other so much. Like
I'll never forget going into Knockbeg to play your first years, but it was our junior team. Like we had boys in like first, second, third, and fourth year playing all against your first years out in the yard. Like, and we thought we were the great lads betting the mighty Knockbeg. Like, but sure, we didn't realise like that was only your first years, and we had like boys that were overage and everything because. Like football in Castlereagh, that just like there was no rules there. Like it didn't matter what age you were. You could be 35 years of age. You could play football for Castlereagh.
I read a good stat during the week that yourself and Dan Gray have never finished a football match together for Gloucester Lorcan. Is that true?
It's a sad fact. I don't know if it's
through injuries. I don't know if it's suspensions.
I don't know if it's 100. I don't know. I wouldn't say we've never finished a match, but I'd say there's very, very few that we have finished together.
Games to minutes ratio is really great. Like
it's next to nothing. That's next to nothing. And anybody from Clonaslee that watches this will know that because we fucking hate Clonaslee.
Bit of a bust up there.
Clonaslee were such a bunch of dickheads. Oh my god! And I'm calling out everyone here. Clonaslee.
Yeah. So yeah, that was about it.
School football was the best thing about school.
I think. That was it. Like I think Knockbeg was treated like it was nearly like one of those like American high schools. If you were a jock, you were kind of like he's cool as fuck. Like because a lot of lads that did play foot now, there was. I'm not speaking on all of it. I'm speaking for myself and a few lads that did play. Like we only played football because we weren't fucking smart enough to do anything else. Like, you know. But then there was obviously smart lads as well. Like,
I know, but lads that play sports.
You know, it did help you get through school. Like it was a massive help through school. Like even to get fucking day off to go and play. But
you'd be going playing
bet by Peters or something down in Wexford. You just got the day out, so it was grand. Like so.
Yeah, sure. Like then you come home and like you could have a whole day of school ahead of you when you get back from that football match. Yeah. But because you're at that match, you don't feel obliged to go back to that classroom. Like you don't have to go face.
Or the whole thing of like footballers get to leave halfway through full class, and you're getting up and it's like, here comes the money, money, and everyone that doesn't play football is like,
what the fuck.
I used to do fucking athletics and all in first, just because every second day in first year, if you started like in a club or something like that, in school, was you got a day off. So I was like, I remember I think it was like first or second year, and there was a athletics competition down in the watershed in Kilkenny, and you had to compete in two events to go, and I literally just jumped on the bus, and he was going through, like the teacher was going through like who's doing what, and it was like whoever is doing the fucking 100 metres and the hurdles or something like that, and it came to me, and we had the list in front of us on what you want to do, and I just went, I'll just do the 1500 metres, sir. And he was just like, oh yeah, grand, and what else? And I pure panicked and just said shot put. So the shot put was like the first thing in the morning. Went over, done that, and the boys doing this were huge, like massive, big fucking huge men, like that definitely shouldn't have been in school. And these lads are going through
on steroids.
Have all this chalk on their neck, and they're absolutely fucking throwing this little like a stone to them, just hopping it across. And I got up and I was there, beat the fuck, and threw it, and then stepped over the mark. So your man's like, yeah, you can't. Foul. That's a foul, like that's one foul, and you had to throw 3 times. Got up the second time, threw it, and I was like too busy looking at how far I threw it. I stepped over it again, and he was like, yeah, that's a foul. And then our teacher came over, and he was like, oh, how are you getting on? I was like, I've thrown 2 fouls, sir. And he goes, just get off the mark on this one. So I literally just had to get up and just to throw it to get a mark down. Like. And then after that, I think the 1500s was at like a bad time, because you used to go to the athletics trainings just to like suss around other schools, like all the young ones, like. And then the 1500s was at like a shy time. It was like 1 o'clock in the day where you'd want to be literally sprawling around. But I took off anyway and hurt the hamstring halfway in. So got the rest of the day off there. All the boys were running hurdles in the afternoon, so it was grand.
No, rugby was the big thing. Rugby, like, we were a shit rugby school. No, don't get me wrong, we were a shit rugby school. But
just
rugby and football, like, and just like a lot of footballers playing rugby, and then a lot of ignorant men that were hardy but just had no idea, and there's no athletic ability at all. Just going out and playing rugby, and we just used to have the best crack ever, because like, as far as we were concerned, it was just no holds barred. Like, so whatever happened. And then there was like the few boys in the year, or like from in the junior team, like it was first, third year, so few boys that would have played rugby. Then there was just a lot of us other gobshites, like just running around, just hitting boys and just running as fast as we could, because we didn't know what else to do. Like, there was no stealing the ball, there was no rucking over or anything like that. There was literally just run with it or tackle someone, and that was it. Like, that was all. Or even for football, like, it was just like, there was a few boys that played football, and there was lads from shite clubs.
Carry the team.
There was lads that couldn't play at all.
You get away with it. What, you were probably down in like,
there was probably like 5 or 6
C or D, like, so you get away with it, like.
Just for being C was quite generous, so we went back down to the D in the end, like.
Yeah, I thought that. I only ever played in the A with Knockbeg now myself. We never got that far in it. Knockbeg. Actually, a great story of in TY. In TY, we were. Jody Murphy moved to Knockbeg for TY, and we were playing junior football, and his first game he scored 2-5 or something against Clane, and he was class. We were like, Jesus, we were going to win the junior. We were this lad. The same year, I think we got to the semi-final of the junior and we got bet. And the same year, it was the year CBS won the All-Ireland.
Oh yeah, I remember that.
He left Knockbeg that year and went back to CBS. Like, the 1 year he left, they won the All-Ireland. That's one story. I remember that. And Ross Dunphy actually got me to mention that. He texted me during the week that you had to mention that. So I think Dunphy just wanted to mention that CBS won an All-Ireland. But no, it was funny that Jody...
We got to the Leinster in the D, and that was grand. And we were all on top. Dan Graves had to come out of the blocks fast. Now we had scored about 1-4 in the first.
Producer Dan, who's actually off this week again.
Dan, due to unforeseen circumstances, can't be here. Yeah, but he will be back with some.
At some stage.
Yeah, at some stage. I don't know when.
We're hoping.
Dan came out of the blocks fast. Dan scored about 1-4 in the first half. We were on top. Second half came. Fight started. I went off about 5 minutes into the second half. The boys were holding up well. Like, everything was grand at 14 men. With that, Oisin Olin and Alfie Dunn got sent off then. We were down 12 men against 15 men. They brought back extra time, and we just got absolutely hammered after that.
Jesus.
It was hard. Spiritfield Swallow. Sixer, if you're watching the Sixer, remember that. Sixer was one of the managers there.
Another thing I want to talk about, Father got on to me during the week. He was asking what the topic was this week on the podcast, and it was school. So I was just kind of asking him about stories from school, and then he told me a few. What I was trying to just... As he was telling them, I was just contrasting. There was such a mad difference between now and then. Like, even like students getting a slap. Like, he told Godon about he went to the old CBS, the Christian Brothers in the Thai.
Oh yeah, right.
I think that's the one at the back of Pets, isn't it? You know that.
Oh yeah.
So he went there, and in the morning there used to be an hour or half an hour every morning of like religion or something like that. And he told the brothers or whatever was in there, like the monk, or I don't know.
Not the nuns and shit.
No, brothers. Or
right.
Priests or something. I don't know. Fuck. And he told them that he couldn't do it. He couldn't do it because he was Church of Ireland, and that's retarded. Like that makes no sense. But they let him away with it anyway. So he used to do lads' homework every morning for that, and you used to get 50 pence per homework.
You used to do other lads' homework.
Yeah.
Get 50 pence for it.
Yeah.
Fuck off.
In half an hour.
Christ.
Like, how much homework would you get done in half an hour? And if my father was doing it, it definitely wasn't right.
Couldn't have been. I met that man. No way could have been right.
He used to get 50 pence for every lad's homework he
50
got.
pence was a few pound back then, though.
It was
a big deal.
I think he told me he got burger and chips one day for 70 pence, so that'll go to show you. Like,
I would have loved him back then, though.
So he used to get the 50 pence off of lads to do their homework during this while they were all in religion, and then at lunch they used to go in. There used to be an off license there beside where Urban Corner is in town now.
Urban Corners were delicious.
Yeah, there used to be an off license there. Years ago, sure, he was in school, like probably
was there off license there?
Mid-70s, like, yeah. Is that like the Leinster Arms Hotel or something? Was that it?
Oh, maybe, yeah.
I think they had an off license there on the corner, and they used to go in at lunch and buy like fucking cans and go up to the park. He said he used to buy cans of Harp and all like that with his money, like, and go up to the park and drink them, and then on the way back down they'd stop into like a little shop or something to get silver mints.
Oh, so cover up the drink.
Cover up the smell, cover up the smell going into the last 3 classes or whatever they had. And then there was one day he forgot to get silver mints, and he was down the back and he let out this big burp, and there was a smell of Harp just went the whole way up, and he just had the priest up the top of the class just and no one sold him out. No one sold him out. They were like, who was that? And no one sold him out just because debating. It would have been handier to get a baiting off a priest or a teacher back then than it would be off the lads if you snitched. So yeah, you never would have got away with it in our day anyway.
That reminds me, when we were in school, first, third year, I would have skipped TY, so it would have been a different year when I was finishing school. But lad came in one day. I won't name him, but he'll know who he is if he's watching the podcast. I was like, can I have a drink your bottle of Lilt? So I was trying to say, yeah, you can have a drink a bottle of Lilt anyway. And I'm standing there like waiting to go for roll call like first thing in the morning. It's about 9:15 or whatever. And I was like, I drank it, and I was like, what the fuck is that? That's burn off it, like. I was rattling, like I was only about second year. And that was grand. And your man goes, that's not orange juice, lad, that's whiskey. And that was grand. So everyone thought, like, they were a great lad. Everyone was standing around going, give us a drink of that, lad. It's about 30 boys drinking out of this whiskey. So this went on for about 4 or 5 weeks, so everyone just drinking before school. So like it'd just be it'd just be like, or it could be second, and like, sometimes went into third year, like a bit third year, you were drinking before school because like your man just come in with
take the edge off, whatever, take the edge off, wouldn't it? Like,
just settling nerves for you get the class.
There's a big junior start, lad. You want to know the cut in the morning there, just
but like everyone was just like. It was just like whatever drink your man could get away with taking before he came in. He'd come in and it could be in a Lilt bottle, a Fanta bottle or something like that. Everyone would be going around going, oh lad, give us no drink of that. Everyone would think they're the great lad going into class, and they'd be going around going, oh lad, I ain't even fucking feeling that drink. Yeah, like, but you'd feel nothing, like it could be a sip like of any alcohol amongst like 40 boys. It could be 40 boys drinking over like
Jesus Christ.
A bit of underage drinking, can't pay it. No, in fairness.
Can't pay it, no. Fad told me another one about like something you'd never get away with now. Like obviously the teachers used to get away with like hitting them years ago and whatever. There was another story he told us about. They were down the back of a classroom and there was a lad asleep beside him like that. He had his head down the desk and whatever. And the teacher came down with the meter stick and was like that. And your man never heard him coming down, never heard the steps or of the boots or whatever like that. And he wore the meter stick off your man's knuckles like that. Wore them off his knuckles like that. And there was like the whole class like hesitated. And your man, the young lad, just got up and absolutely stretchered the teacher out with a box like out in the middle of the floor and left. And he said that was the last day they ever saw him. Like,
the school just was not for me. First third year maybe it was. Once I skipped TY, went into New Year. And a funny story for you. I skipped TY, went into New Year. When I went into 5th year, I was like, think I believe it, when I went into 5th year after doing my junior year. And I wanted to be a doctor. Right? And I went into 5th year thinking like, I want to be a doctor. And I thought I was a great lad. Like, thought I was going to go save people's lives and shit. And about 2 weeks into 5th year, I was like, geez, this is quite harder than I thought it was going to be. And I was like, right, I'll be a secondary school teacher. I was like, secondary school teacher. And I didn't want to be a secondary school teacher in terms of like, I wanted to teach people. I just wanted to be a secondary school teacher in terms of like there's 2 weeks of Easter, there's 3 months in the summer, there's all this time off, and like hours are fairly short. Like there's no overtime in school. Like there's no doing overtime in school. So I was like, right, he's actual teacher. So then I was sitting down in the middle of my leaving cert, and I was realising how shy I was doing. Oh lads, I was looking at the paper and words that not made sense to me. So then I was like, fuck it, I'll be a Sparks. Like, stuff like, I know Nick Serdile just loves the graph. Just loves that crack. And just loves cable tray. Nick Serdile loves cable tray. Will someone tell Raymond how to pull a pint?
Come on the fuck, will you? That'll do.
It'll do me for now. He's in a meal of it.
Big stories from school, no? I've a few now. I got sent in a few from Knockbeg as well, and I don't want to talk about Knockbeg because I got others to talk about too.
I'll give you one from Ryan O'Neill, Sixer, you know who you are. He was saying, I think this was just the year before I went into school. It's in Glasnarmouth though, so it kind of counts for me if you want to go that way. There was a lad or woman, I'm not really sure, I'm not completely sure on the story, but there's a lad that rubbed shit all over the walls.
Oh, there was a person like?
There was a person.
There wasn't a question of someone's gender?
No,
you just don't know
there was a person who rubbed shit all over the walls. Now, I'm going to throw a wild guess and say it was a man. And I'm going to say it was a man who rubbed shit all over the walls. Now, what he said in it, or whatever, I don't know. And then following that year of the shit being on the wall, there was a bomb scare in the school. The school had to be cleared out. Yeah. The school had to be cleared out.
You couldn't even get through the town. You couldn't even get through.
Couldn't get through nothing. The guards everywhere. Other than that, I couldn't think of anything off. I was thinking about this all week. Like,
just getting thrown over a wall. That was about it.
Thrown over the wall. There was other stuff like there was lads like older than you, and they could like in Castletown they used to just stop and grab you. They could grab any last bite, grab you like and just kick the shit out of you.
Yeah, same.
But other than that, like off the top of my head, because I've been thinking about this all week, it's kind of been wrecking my head because I've been like shit myself coming into this because I've been thinking about all the stories, but I couldn't think of anything off the top of my head. Yeah. The drink one, then Sixer sent in about the shit and the bomb scare, and then there was the being thrown over the wall. Other than that, I couldn't really think of anything off the top of my head. Like
I had a load. Some I really couldn't say, and then others that I probably thought shouldn't make the cut. I got this one sent in by Owen Delaney, and he sent it in about himself, so he won't mind me mentioning the name. But I think it was 5th or 6th year, and we were doing after school study, and study used to go on from 20 past 4 until 10 to 6. And then if you were staying on, a lot of us stayed on in 6th year to do an extra hour. Like so, it was 6 to 7, and so you got a 10-minute break, 10 to 6.
Even Castletown did that, lad. Honestly, even Castletown did that.
Really?
Yeah, swear to God. Never did it myself, but I know Castletown did it.
They offered it. I don't know if anyone done it. But, no, but I remember one day we had this teacher, and he was sound like he was a young teacher, relatively new to the school at the time. And he was doing study on this day, and he was sound like you wouldn't want to like easy going.
Like one of the lads like
easy go like you wouldn't get much crack of him, but he was easy going.
Yeah, he knew. Yeah,
and you didn't really want to get on the wrong side of him because when he got thick, he would just pure annoy you when he got thick. So we had him anyway, and then 10 to 6 came the study break. So any of the younger lads that weren't staying on would go home, or whoever like, and then. Like I think on this day, the teacher went down. He either went down to get a drink of water out to his car or whatever like that. And Mark McDermott actually, who sat right in the middle of the study hall. There was about whoever done studies was all in this big hall. So McDermott sat right in the middle of it, and he went down to say to the Jacks or whatever like that. And Owen Delaney, he just loved fucking causing havoc, like just doing something stupid. So when the teacher and McDermott and all the boys were clearing out, obviously with Knockbeg being such like an old and religious school, there used to be like old like religious statues just dotted around the place. You could have a statue of Mary at the top of the stairs or whatever. So there was this statue of Jesus. This statue of Jesus up in the study hall, and he was about 4 foot, like this big fucking ceramic one or whatever like that. And he had his own big platform that he stood up on, and you know, I'd say he was there roughly about fucking 100 years, if even like. Right. And so they all left, and Delaney goes, right, this be right crack. So he came up, and I was 2 tables behind Jesus, as it was like in the study hall up near the front, and Delaney went up, picked up this lad. Well, Jesus, sorry, and turned around. Everyone was like, "Where is he going with this joke?" Like, turned around, brought it down, and put it on McDermott's desk, right in the middle of the study hall. And then 6 o'clock came, and McDermott came up the stairs with the teacher, and they walked in, and McDermott went over to his desk. Was like, "What the fuck's going on here? What's going on here?" And the teacher was like, "Whoever done this now, put him back where he's supposed to be." Blah, blah, blah. And as I said, like, as a teacher, you don't really want to get on the wrong side of. So Delaney just stood up, and the red lad as he was, just like, "Sorry, sir," went up. He goes, "Right, Delaney, pick up Jesus and put him back." Like, Delaney picked him up, and everyone was kind of looking and laughing and all like that. And he came up along. I was up to the top left window, and he came up walking up along, and I'm claiming now that I had nothing got to do with this. Delaney, you can say otherwise, but I had nothing got to do with this. Whatever happened, Delaney didn't manage to make Jesus as far as the platform, and all you heard was crack, and there's just shatters of Jesus just shattered everywhere, just spread across the fucking
poor little 4-foot Jesus,
and
like Asian Jesus from 22 Jump Street.
There was like a pause for like 2 or 3 seconds, and then it's like if you drop a pint in a pub, there was just one lad just went, and the place erupted. And I remember, like, Delaney just stood there with his arms up, just the same spot as where Jesus fell from, and he just like, and he was that afraid to turn around to see what the teacher was going to say. He sent me in, and I forgot all about it until he sent it in to me during the week, and I can't forget, because it was only like from here to the fucking camera away, where it was.
I've got one for you, and only people that will go to Castletown will get this. Only people that have been behind that wall will get this, or behind this certain place I'm talking about will get this. People from Castletown, remember the hairdressers and what went on behind that hairdressers. The hairdressers now is across from Maxwell, which is only like the hairdresser's only like 50 metres from the school gate. People just go out, like, before school you go down to the shop and that you get your breakfast roll, or somebody's just going to buy cans of Coke and sell cans of Coke in school, or whatever it was, like. But like, obviously you can't smoke in school, so boys just go down behind the hairdressers and smoke. But some lads just go down behind hairdressers and kiss their girlfriends because you couldn't get out in school, like. But behind his hairdressers,
just kiss them.
As soon as you go behind Raymond, if you can hit me with that point there, hang on. Behind his hairdressers, anything goes. Behind his hairdressers, there was lads kissing girls, there was boys smoking at the same time, and then in the corner there was boys boxing the heads off each other. Like all behind his hairdressers, like there was just like it was just like here there's boys kissing, and there's other boys smoking over here, and then just like over here there was just boys boxing the heads off each other, and then sometimes everyone joined in, the boys kissing the girls and the boys smoking, everything.
Episode of fucking Med in Chelsea.
Oh, you wouldn't believe it. Everyone knows behind the hairdressers. Everyone knows what goes on behind the hairdressers, but there was just smoking, kissing, fighting. I know. No. What
happens behind the hairdressers stays behind.
It's like Fight Club, but I'm exposing everyone here that was ever behind the hairdressers, and you know who you are. That's where all the crack used to go on. That's what I remember. I used to be cat, or even no. You never got a bus to school?
No.
We used to get a bus to school from Ballytor, right? We used to get the bus at like 7:20, and like it only takes us like even if you go the long way, it only takes half an hour to get to Castletown. So you're sitting in school for an hour and a half before school starts, just sitting there doing your homework and pricking around and stuff like that. But the weirdest shit goes on before school. Did you ever notice that? Just some like really weird stuff that you wouldn't see during the day or after school, like,
or anywhere in the world.
Just no, it's not as far as anywhere in the world, like, but you just
that's shit, but I'll take it.
But why isn't it porn anyway though?
What to do? The machine's broken.
Is that not a new cake?
It is.
Just turn it completely left.
No, hold on. There's like a yolk on it.
Sorry, lads. Our barman is dirt.
Yeah, fuck off, get a decent bar.
We share our own stories, like everyone's sick of hearing their own stories, so we'll hear random people's stories, like people that's not from that bag, people that aren't from Castletown, and we'll, like, because we spoke, as you all know, we put up an Instagram story during the week asking for stories from school or your experience from school, whatever it was, like, if you know what I mean. And we got a few sent in, few from our own schools, a few aren't, and some that we won't get. So I'll let you start because you got a few there.
I got two, one.
You can't read out all that.
Yeah, I have to.
The whole thing.
The whole thing.
You can leave this in now.
Fuck
that.
got 2 sent in by the same lad about the same school, and he was good enough to, in his story, he has already given the characters nicknames, so he does not expose the true identity of the person. So we'll start with this one. This is regarding a traffic cone. I think I'll give the school away at the end, because as long as his name's not in it, we should be alright.
I'm sure
so for the traffic cone story, let's call the guy Hitchcock. So Hitchcock was one of those lads that never listened to anyone in authority in school. The 2 certainties you had were if he showed up, he'd be smoking outside at some point, or he'd been given out to by a teacher. So in second year, our social area was right beside the fire exit that everyone would use to go outside and go to the school gym. And for whatever reason, there was always 1 or 2 traffic cones outside it, like proper big. Women nicked them during rag week.
Who wrote this? J.K. Rowling. Jesus Christ.
Yeah, it's very good.
It's very descriptive, like. Jesus Christ, get on with it.
So as Hitchcock and his mates come in from the smoking area in the morning, he allegedly picks up one of those cones, throws it towards the window for a laugh, and smashes the window of the classroom. Had crime scene tape all over it for the rest of the year, I think. Hitchcock was already on the tin ice because he had serious tantrums at the teachers, like hop on the table, throwing chairs tantrums. So let's just say they weren't happy with him after that. Story number 2. This is regards a compass. As for the compass, there was roughly 1 month into first year. A short lad that I genuinely can't remember the name of, but he was always more of a joker, wouldn't have put my money on him getting suspended. But I remember one day I only came into the social area last minute to grab my books, and you could tell something big had happened. Asked around, and apparently the lad was waving a maths compass around and ended up slicing the lad's neck. Obviously not that deep because it's only a small needle.
What the fuck?
And
that seems pretty deep.
And the victim is well and healthy today. He's probably the nicest ever victim of knife crime. How nice could you be?
Bless him.
How nice could you be if you got a compass in there? Sorry, my neck was there, mate. You're alright. Leave it off like you're alright. What the fuck?
Jab, jab, jab. The old jib jab. That would have been it. Game over. I would have been fair tick over that. That couldn't have another story.
So after that, the school were looking to suspend him, but apparently his parents chose to take him out of the school. Never heard about him to this day. I know this story.
Me and Tom are calling some baby back bullshit.
No, I know this story. That's true because he was in first year in this school and then moved to Knockbeg.
He's not going to come. Is he coming for us? Is he coming for us?
No, I don't know if he's even. I don't know what he does now. He actually was funny, but I remember he moved to Knockbeg after that because that was like, why did you leave?
No.
Said school. Said, why would you leave said local school?
Right, I go on. Right. And Kieran Bowes, this one goes to you. Right, okay, here we go. Kieran Bowes, this lad sent me in suggestion for the story, like for the podcast. We're talking about how you cost at High College the Leinster Championship, and just to go into more detail, I'll just go back now. This lad goes into great detail about how you fucked up the whole of High College's football dreams. The ball was dropped in. Bo dropped the ball. The wingbag got the ball, kicked it over the High College, lost by a point. Very ridiculous. He won't be happy about the guys discussing it, which is why I think it should be discussed. Leinster Championship out the window for High College, all because of Kieran Bowes.
Should be ashamed of yourself.
Absolutely, cat. The only football you have is school football. After that, it's kind of a free for all. I don't know. This is a young lad's, or I don't know if he's actually young lad. I actually don't know who he is at all, to be honest with you. Sounds terrible, but sorry. He said he lit a few fireworks into a school bag and threw it into the exam hall during the mocks.
Jesus Christ, that's some pair of balls.
That's pretty intense.
That is some pair of balls. Who's that?
That's great crap.
Oh, he is a young man.
Yeah,
he is a young man. What the fuck?
You know who you are, and I'd say you're watching this with your mate.
That's deadly. Fair play to you. You're an absolute legend. You're after finding
I
yourself in the
know,
R14 Podcast Hall of Fame.
I tell you
for
something,
this
if I was sitting in the middle of Matt's paper too
I'd
and
get
a bunch
some
of fireworks
fright.
went off in a school bag right beside me,
Lad,
that
all
young lad would be
there flying around in the bag.
that young lad would be going over the wall and I'd kick his fucking head in, to be honest with you.
I got this one sent in, and it came from Dunlavin.
Dunlavin, yeah.
Dunlavin.
Yeah, big facts.
One of the most embarrassing memories that come to mind is this. I had a hickey on my neck when I was in maybe 5th year.
Always a bad story.
This is a girl, by the way.
Christ.
We won't give away names, but this is a girl. So she had a hickey on her neck when she was in, she thinks, 5th year. She went to get food from the canteen, and the one that was serving her goes, "I hope this is for whoever ate your neck." Winked at me and then laughed. I was mortified. What the fuck would your one be at, like? That's like
I jump over the
You have
contract.
some neck. That's not your business to go saying that to someone.
Yeah, but now in fairness, someone with hickey, how do you leave that unsaid?
Lad,
how do you leave that?
I'm just
How do you
thinking,
not point out someone?
When I read that, I think of, those American schools where all the canteen ladies are just rotten.
Oh yeah, with the big hairnets,
with the hairnet,
sloppy joes,
and the sloppy joe. I hope that's for whoever ate your neck, and there's a big
and there's a hair in the middle of it and a fucking
mealworm porridge.
Wait, did
and
you
all
not
like
have
that.
someone in your canteen like? Do you not have like?
We did, but when I read that of someone saying that, I just think of like the fucking steel,
with someone like bad tea,
the steel
like
prison trays,
at someone.
especially in Wicklow, like in Dunlavin, definitely.
No, Wicklow is not. Dunlavin. Dunlavin was always my first choice of school. My mammy wouldn't let me go though. I had to go to Castle Arma. I had to go and meet lads like fucking Dan Gray, Ryan O'Neill, and Murphy.
God, man.
Like, when I came into first year, it was like when you would have been second year, like it was when Snapchat was coming like really popular. So you were just like, anyone on, and just like this standing there, I was like, will you meet me before school and stuff like that? Yeah, maybe the back of the hair. Exactly right.
Bring fags.
Maybe at the back of the hair. Maybe at the back of the hairdressers.
And your friend Annie.
No, maybe at the back of the hairdressers. Bring knuckle dusters and a box of fags. That was it. Like that's what you needed to survive at the back of the hairdressers. They just laugh at me now, but that's what went on. But other than that, like, I know Castletown was a weird school. It was a weird school.
That was a few stories we got sent in anyway. Any recommendations, music, anything, finds or bets for the week? Anything you'd recommend to the listeners?
Recommendations for music, right?
Any finds or anything like that?
Right, okay. It's one of his lessons now, and I'm not saying it's a completely unknown song, but it's one of his less known songs. Pound Nutini, New Shoes. Now, I'm a huge Pound Nutini fan.
Feel good music.
Huge Pound Nutini fan, and I was working nights this week, so I needed a bit of music to wind down, like, you know what I mean? Because you're going to bed after straight from work, your mind's kind of running because you've been awake for so long and stuff like that. New Shoes, Pound Nutini is a great song, a little belter. Love anything Dave. To be honest with you, I'm not gonna lie. Love a bit of Dave on the way home. Paul Brady.
We missed the fucking KCK story. Better go back to it.
I have to go back to the KCK story.
We can't miss it now.
I tell it badly though.
We can't miss it now.
I'm going to do this just because it's a good mate of mine that sent it in, right? Hang on now. It'll take me a minute to find it because it's... Oh.
Anyone that doesn't know KCK, it's Kilkenny College.
Sorry that I got interrupted there. Sorry. You don't mention.
Jesus.
You don't mention that.
Yeah, Kilkenny College. Boarding school.
Right,
known for their loose activities.
Something tells me that whoever this person is, you'll know who you are. Oh, hang on now.
It wasn't him that sent it in though, was it?
It was. Oh, here we go.
He didn't send it in about himself though.
Oh, here we go, right?
Right.
This person sent me in a text, right, about Kilkenny College. And this goes all to all my mates in Kilkenny College, or our mates in Kilkenny College, should I say, right? And this is exactly how the message reads. One of the lads had a missus, and he had just asked her to the Debs. Then during a double Irish class, worst class ever, another lad goes to this broad, who wasn't his girlfriend, but someone he had been kissing a couple of times earlier in the year. Did you hear, and we'll just further the story, we'll call him Jim, ask girl A to the Debs. Right? Then the other girl, which we'll call girl B, goes, what? Are you serious? I've been getting with him after school for the last 3 months. Right? Girl B, obviously disgusted with what's been going on, right?
She ain't happy.
The lad was going on with 2 girls in the same school in the same day. This lad is a player.
How would you get
right?
with that?
Right? for 3 months, and not a single soul in the whole school knew, apart from him.
How would you get away with that?
Oh, and I can't say that.
You don't know.
Bloody,
you got the logistics.
No, I didn't get too into depth. Now, you remember Jim? Remember Jim that told girl B about girl A going to the Debs with your man. I actually texted him. I got in contact with this man. Okay, and I texted him and I said, "What's the story?" I said, "What happened here?" And he said nobody in the school knew. He said he didn't know when you ratted your man out, so the lads can let him off the hook for that. I asked him to spill a few names, right? Because we're all about hot gossip here and all about bringing in viewers. But Mark Brett never dropped names.
Winky,
Winky never dropped it. Not your man that plays for Barcelona. Winky from Matay never dropped names.
It's Martin.
So we will leave this. We will leave this until next week, and hopefully we'll follow up with some more gossip. I will tell you more about girl A, girl B, and some gym. Right? Okay.
So that was all our school stories. Giggsy's recommendations was just keep listening to Palantini.
Just anything that Palantini, you cannot go wrong.
That'll help you get through the next.
It depends on what you're in the humour for. Lockdown. Go to Dave. Dave has some fucking banging tunes.
There's one song I want to give a shout out to. The boys from Kilkenny College lads.
Oh yeah.
Ben O'Sullivan and Paddy King.
49
in Maine brought out a new song called Alcoholics during the week. Everyone get over Spotify and listen to it. It's an absolute tune. Get on it. It's going to be a big summer belter, I reckon. Hopefully if we get a few house parties or even out to a pub, we'll be able to blare it out for you.
Please,
serious tune. Massive thanks again everyone who's watching as we speak, and then please like, share, subscribe, say it to all your friends, everything at all, because
honestly lads, we want to grow this, and if we can grow this, we'll have good crack.
As I said, for now, thanks very much,
and up the mileys,
right.
And everyone, thanks very much. Good luck.
Peace out.
Maybe I lose my, you try